Just like that. Beautiful.
What's up, YouTube? We're back again today, and we're working on the Ninja 500 some more. We're finally disassembling this thing. Now that we know it runs, I can take it apart and get it ready to go in my next frame. So I've already taken the battery out. So I'm slowly taking the wiring harness off. I'm gonna have to cut a few of these things because some of these don't have connectors to undo them. So we'll have to cut a few of them, and then resplice them back in. And a lot of them can cut off. Anything with blue tape on it, I'm gonna be cutting off because we don't need it to run. So there's a lot that can go. So after it's off, we'll clean it up and make it look all good and everything. Rewrap it and all that stuff. Make it a nice one-piece wiring harness. But for now, we're gonna just get it out of here. All right, so we got the wiring off. We got the carburetor off. We got all the electronics off. Everything's undone for that. Looks a lot better. It looks nice and clean now. We're draining out all the coolant so we can get the cooling system off. And then exhaust needs to come off. Gauge cluster. And then the lower and shifter linkage. Gotta figure out how to take that off as well. And then I think we can drop the lower frame rails and maybe drop the motor out. All right, so it's starting to look good. There's almost nothing on this frame left. We got all the coolant stuff off except for the reservoir tank. That's coming off next. And then the gauge cluster and dashboard is next, and the headlights. So we're gonna take those off and then take the exhaust out of here. And I think the motor can drop out. It's not too hard on this thing. We got the clutch cable off. It looks good. All right, so we got the motor all disassembled. Everything's all unbolted that needs to come off. We can pull the motor out now. Got a big pile of parts. So I loosened up all the motor mounts. There's only 3. There's one here on the front, one right here, this guy here, and this guy right there. And then it's just one long bolt that goes all the way through on all of them. And they all pull out that way. So I'm gonna have to take this cover back off again, I think, to get this top one out. That thing's gonna hit right here. So let's do that. And I already loosened the side brace here because the motor comes out this way, and I got the jack underneath it with a plate to support the motor because it's heavy. And I don't wanna break the oil pan. So we'll slowly take the bolts out and see if we can get this thing out of here. All right, so first we'll pull the side brace here off. This should be easy. Yep. Ew, it's nasty. Oh, sorry, I got rags. And then I guess we'll try to take, I'll take the 8mm off on that side real quick, because we gotta do that. And then we can pull it all off. Set this aside. Put that back on once it's out. Now, I guess we'll try and first take this nut off. There it goes. That motor mount's coming right out. Beautiful. Slid right out. Just like that. Sweet. So there's one. Let's see here. Jack it up a little bit. That one's tight. Got this one. That one's tight too. Maybe you have to pick up a little bit. Came right out. Long bolt. There's the front one out. We got one left. Let's see if we can get it. I just pick up on this side a little bit. Yeah. Come on. Come on out. Oh, come on. Oh. It's getting stuck now. That's not good. It's so close, it just doesn't want to come. The last one. Get it in. Oh, Let's go. That one's really white. All right. So motor is out of the frame and onto the jack. So now, slowly lower it down. Out of the frame here. All right, so I got the intake off right here. I should be able to get this thing out of here. So, I'll lower it down, pull it out, just like that. Beautiful. Can't forget about our wiring for the starter. Put on this, like so. No idea where that just came from. Huh. I don't know. Whatever. Now I can get this thing out of here. Boom. Look at that. Ha ha ha. It's down and out. It's a beast. This thing's gonna be insane inside the mini bike. Look at this thing. Gotta get that red spray paint out of here. I'm gonna have to clean this thing up, paint it up nice, make it look good. It looks pretty sweet though. I'm not actually gonna put this in this frame anymore, I decided. I really like the new frames that Coleman came out with. They're hardtail ones. So I'm going to be putting my Built 212 back on this frame because I really like how this mini bike turned out. It came out really good. It's really light. It's really nimble. It corners great. It's got great suspension travel and everything. And putting this motor on here is going to involve reworking this entire frame to make this thing fit. Like cutting basically the entire thing back apart and starting from scratch. So at that point, I'm better off just starting with a whole new build and keeping this build how it is because this build I like. I'm just gonna do a couple more minor tweaks here and there, like relocate the foot pegs, make a new seat, rehook up all the lighting and everything, get a battery for it and everything, and then that's just gonna be this build. I like it the way it is. I'm gonna do some more engine mods to this thing, build this thing even farther, get the absolute max performance we can out of a Hemi 212, and see what we can make this thing do with that. And then we're gonna put this on one of those new Coleman hardtail mini bikes. And I'm gonna turn it and make it full suspension. And if you ever seen one of those old Fat Cat dirt bikes, those big fat tire dirt bikes, that's basically what I'm gonna be building, but a miniature version with a 500. So stay tuned for that build. That'll be up next. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. We finally got the motor out of this thing. It took a long time to finally make this thing run, but it was worth the wait. So now we can get a crazy build going with this 500 motor here. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be awesome. We'll see you in the next one. And if anyone's local to PA or is willing to come drive and you want any of these parts from this frame here, any of these wheels, the front suspension, rear suspension, swing arm, any of this stuff here, I am going to be selling it all. So for really cheap, so just DM me, comment what you want, message me on TikTok or Instagram at MiniMetalFab. And yeah, you can pick any of these things up for cheap if you want to use it for a build or whatever, or you need the parts for your 500, let me know. I got wiring harnesses, CDI boxes, stock carbs. I got so many parts, handlebar switches, headlight, controllers, yeah, everything, like all sorts of things. Good condition seat. If someone wants the seat, let me know. See how light this thing is now. On the motor, so I can pick it up easily. Remember, lift with your legs, not with your back. Jeez, I can lift it, but holy smokes, it weighs a lot still. Why is it so heavy? Look at that. That huge rear end there. All this. That makes it so heavy. Like, look at how thick that is. It's almost as thick as my entire hand. that, yeah, this thing's a beast. This motor only actually weighs like 100 pounds. This whole thing weighs 300. Yeah.